Good evening, everyone. Hopefully you can all hear and see me all right. I've just got to run the fan next to me, so I'm sorry if that's a bit noisy, just to keep the bugs off the screen. They're a bit attracted to the bright lights. Good to see so many people already in the comments having a chat. I went on there before and had a bit of a chat, but you guys are going hammer and tongs like usual, which is awesome. I've got a few people with me tonight, part of the organising group. I'm going to bring them in one at a time. I've got someone on that wasn't on last time and someone who was on last time that can't join us tonight. So hopefully everyone's had a good weekend. I've had a busy week, so I've just been having a bit of a lazy day. A lot of usuals there in this chat, which is great. A few people on here a bit early having a chat as well. I'll put a poll up there just asking about your dogs. Anyway, we're going to get started. We're going to try and keep this to between the 30 minutes and an hour. We know the footy's on. It was good to see the Sharks beat the Cowboys last night. So we are mindful of that and that people have lives and everything. So we're going to try and keep this one down as short as possible. One thing that we definitely want you to do, though, is if you have any questions, please put it in the chat. If it's not getting addressed, maybe just tag Wixie, Mark Lavelle, or Rochi, and that way they can let us know and we can put it up and address it. All right, we're going to bring in Wixie first of all to say good evening. Hey, Wixie.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It's good looking shirt you got on.
Yeah, not a bad shirt at all.
You got a couple of those, and some shorts as well.
Yeah, couple of shirts, couple of shorts, mate. There, it's good gear. Very happy with it. Gigi's done well.
It'd be good coming into summer, especially like you doing your morning and afternoon walks with that gear.
Yeah, no, it seems to hold up really well. I'm pretty impressed for the price of it compared to some of the other brands.
Got a few people there saying, hey to Wixie. The turtles are out on the road already. Did you see that, Wixie?
Yeah. Hey, Jack, how you going, mate? Good to see you on your way down. Not far away, just there in Urella.
Yeah, awesome. All right, we're going to bring in Mark Lavelle as well. Evening, Mark.
Good evening. How you going, everyone? Good to see you all here.
Yeah,
my Gigi shirt's actually in the wash, mate, so I had to stick to the Hunter theme, and I've got a Screaming Jets one, so apologies.
Yeah, nice.
Sweat from the gym, or did you spill something on it?
No comment.
It wasn't VB, was it?
Oh, you never know. You never know. I mix it up a bit. There's nothing wrong with VB.
No. Ed's just saying there that, only him, not Naz on tonight. I think they've been out busy, as they put up on Facebook there. They've been out busy looking around. So they're probably either still driving or just got home after a busy weekend, even though it's only halfway through. And we better bring. We don't have Brad Howell on tonight. He's busy, but he might be tuning in somewhere. But we do need to bring in the other person who couldn't make it the other night due to work, and that is the one and only Rochi. Here he comes. Hey, Rochi.
Hey, g'day everyone. How you going?
Everyone knows what you look like now. You got it.
Yeah.
Is that the Mr. Buckaroony? Is it the After 5 shirt?
It is, yeah, blue one. I've got a few different colours now. I've got blue, yellow, and the silver one. They're good. I love them.
Yeah, they're pretty neat looking. I know I often will wear them if I'm going out or even to work. Yeah. They still look smart enough as well as still casual, so they're pretty good.
No, they're good, real good.
Yeah. We've got almost 50 people on, which is awesome. Since we're only a couple minutes into it. Yeah, a lot of familiar names, and we've seen a lot of new names as well come onto the Facebook group. As you've seen, Mark and Rochi have been mainly running the Facebook group, so they've been quite excited with all the people coming on. A lot of new names, which is awesome. Community just keeps on growing. Yeah, got Blackers on there saying hi to Terry, Swaggin Sisters. I'm not sure where we're up to with our poll. I've got 31 people have commented so far on the poll to see whether you'd be bringing your dog or not. I can't see the results up there at the moment. The chat's moving too quick for me to have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying before, we're just going to try and get right into this one. If you've got any questions, please put it up there. If you don't see us answering it, or you really want us to answer it, just put at, and that way you can tag one of us in there. Please don't tag me in it though. If you can tag one of the other guys, that would be good, and that way they can see that question, or if there's something that you want to bring up as well. All right, well, we might get straight into it. I've got a few photos there that just to go over a bit of information. And Roachy and I went and had a look. Was it this week? Just gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went and had a look at the campground because prior to that, only Brad and myself had looked at it. So it's good to get someone else looking at it as well. And what are your thoughts on it, Roachy?
No, it's really good. I really enjoyed our little trip out there that day. And no, it's a really good camping area. I'm amazed I've never been there. I've never really looked into it. So no, it's going to be a great spot for our camping event.
Yeah, it's really close to the coast. I was talking to the lady at the bakery there, and she said, I asked her where she lived, and she said, oh, I'm only 20 minutes away or on the coast. I'm like, well, where do you live? And she said, Karua. I thought, geez, it'll be that close to the coast. So it's funny though, even though it's so close to the coast, it's still got that country town feel to it, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, very country town feel. It's very good. It's sort of the first time I've ever been in there as well. So for me, it was a good day out actually. Donna, my wife, and myself went out and had a good look at the town and around the area. So no, it was good to get out.
Yeah, no, it was good down at that pub. That's for sure. It's a nice looking pub too.
Yeah, the pub's good.
Bruce just put up a statement there. We have one rule: if the dog can't go, we don't go. They are a big part of our family. And when we're looking at campgrounds, which was very hard to try and find, one of the criteria was that dogs were allowed.
Yeah.
So don't worry there at all. It's a definite on that one. All right, let's get into this bit of information. Once again, if you've got any comments, please. So it's going to be the 19th to the 22nd of September, okay? And I know a lot of information that we're putting up tonight, you guys already know from the live feed we did last weekend with Buck. We put the 19th to the 22nd 3 nights just to save a bit of confusion because we know a lot of people will be coming on the Friday and they might leave on the Monday. So we want people to stay Saturday and Sunday as much as possible so you get 2 full days. Obviously, it's your choice what you want to do. If you want to stay longer before and after that, you are more than welcome to do so. But if we can have 2 full days together, it's really good. That's just something that Wixie and I noticed from the last one. It was really good having a bit extra time there. And I think I got there on the Wednesday night and a third of the group was already there, and it's awesome. That way you get to meet people a bit slower as well, not all at once. Yeah, 100% there. We definitely are a doggy community. Clicked on the wrong one there. So yeah, 3 nights. Obviously, before and after is more than welcome to. Williams River Holiday Park, Clarencetown. Phone numbers there. You can email them. However, they are, and you can. Some people had a few issues booking online. Just call them. Craig's the main. Him and his wife are the managers there. Craig's often on the phones. He's a really nice guy. He will try and book you where's most suitable. He might ask what sort of a setup you've got, just to help with the sites. You know, some are a bit better for bigger caravans than others if you're just in a swag or something like that. Please make sure that you reference Camping with Mates 2025 pretty much when you start your booking. That way he will know exactly what it's about. You need to know your dates. And you can probably add to those dates later if you're not sure. I know I did that with the Goombara. I went for the 3 nights or something, and then I added a couple nights either side. Unpowered sites, $41 per night. That covers 2 adults, 2 children. It does say on there that you can have a maximum of 6 per site. So if you go over 2 adults, 2 children, then there is a surcharge on top of that. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. If for some reason you're coming with more than 6, it won't be an issue. There are heaps of unpowered sites. We've had heaps of bookings already. I think it's around somewhere between 40 and 50 bookings already. we've got to remember this place has 112 sites. So we're going to fit in heaps of people. It's going to be big enough, that's for sure. And if for some reason we went slightly over that, we could fit a few in here and there. The only
Sorry, guys.
thing that if you...
Rochi,
Yep.
there's a question from Ed about campfires, Rochi. That's all right.
Yeah, okay. Do they want me to answer what we're doing with campfires? Is that right? Mark?
So
Yeah.
campfire is allowed.
Yeah,
so are they allowed?
sorry, mate, yeah.
And what we're going to do?
Campfires are allowed, yes. We're going to have a big communal fire pit and other probably smaller fire pits around the area. You can bring your own fire pit, obviously, and everyone probably, can bring their own fire pit and have it at their camp. But we'll also have that big communal fire pit.
Yep, in a central location.
Yeah. And we're going to look at a bit of the map tonight, and then we're going there next weekend. Us four and Brad, Mary Howe will be there as well, and maybe a few others. And we're actually going to go there all together at the same time. We're going to look at the whole site and work out what's going to be in what position, and then we'll release that information pretty shortly. You guys get a pretty good idea, though, from what we're going to talk about tonight, what it's going to look like. Now, just quickly, the powered sites, $55 a night, limited spots. There's only, I think, 20 sites that are powered. They're slightly up on the hill. Last time I was speaking to Craig, the manager, he did say that there's not many of those left. And I did explain that some people need it for medical reasons, etc. So if you can get away without a powered site, that would be great. But yeah, if you're someone who you really think you need a powered site, then I'd be getting on quick for those ones. The others, there's plenty of sites. And you are allowed generators, you are allowed solar and all that. So you can, for a lot of people, I know that they can get off grid with their caravan camper set up in the unpowered section. All right, let's keep going. So this here is the map of the area. As you can see, the blue numbers, which are the lower numbers, that's the powered site near the office. There's an amenities block up there, which I know that Rochi and Donna went and had a look at, and you thought they were pretty reasonable, didn't you, Rochi?
Yeah, they're actually really good. Yeah, probably one of the sort of amenities I've seen around. Yeah, they're good, nice and clean. Yeah.
And then there is this, you can see on the map there's a brown sort of line coming down from the amenities to site 26. It's not a concreted path. It's just a grass dirt path. It's not too bad to walk down, but if you can't walk down that, it's not much of a detour to walk down the main road where the orange lines are. So we've got the powered sites, as I said. Then we've got, if we follow the orange road down, we've got 2 jetties, which are pretty decent size. One's got, I know at least one has the steps going in. If you wanted to go swimming there, you can. It obviously depends on the temperature. I know when I was there a few weekends ago, there was a few people jumping in. They're pretty decent sized jetties too. They're not just like a little straight out thing. Like you could fit quite a few people, sitting on their chairs, and you'd almost have a picnic on them, couldn't you, Rochi?
Yeah, good. Yeah, they're good size.
Yeah. And that's right, looking down the river and looking at the bridge as well. Next to the 2 jetties is a boat ramp. It is a concrete boat ramp. If you want to bring a boat of any sort and do that, you're more than welcome to. It's pretty easy it's not that steep, and there's plenty of turning around area there if you want to do that. It's not like people are going to be sitting there filming it like bogged on Inskip Beach or whatever it's called. Then we've got 2 major areas, okay? The first one's right in the middle, which is sites 26 to 62. Now, those sites, and we'll get to a few photos in a moment, give you a bit of an idea, plus we're going to do some more photos and videos later on, give you a better idea. They're all fairly flat, heaps of room. Sites 55 and 40 in the corner at this stage are going to be saved till later, unless you really want them, only because they are a little bit tight to get into. they would be best if you knew that there was a couple of you going and you wanted sites 44 and 43, for example. That's when those corner ones would be a bit better. In the middle there, where there's a grey rectangle, because there's a little bit of confusion, I think, in the photo that I put up a few weeks ago, or Mark might have put it up. I had this red square around the centre part, and then the common area didn't say common area. That common area is huge. That's where if you wanted to kick a ball around, play a game of cricket, heaps of room there. There'll be a few photos that will show you the length of the site. And Rochi, we might talk about the size of the sites a bit later as well.
Yep.
I think you and Donna might have those measurements. Anyway, so that's the main section. It's not very far though, and you're at the next amenities block. And where that amenities block, like the way that's put on the map, isn't quite right. It actually is going the other way, going parallel with the road, pretty much where the arrow says overflow at the bottom part there, where it actually says overflow. That's pretty much where the amenities block is there. Where those trees are in between the two sections, between sites on the left to the right, there's a little, it says a creek, but it's just a little gully sort of thing. Water wouldn't run there unless it was flooding, really. Okay, I can see I've got a comment here. So, Lanny, how far am I from the common area? Okay. So, some people have booked exact sites, and some people are just booking, and then their site numbers will be sorted later, best to suit them. Phil, you're not very far at all from the common area. Everything's close, like walking. It's a big area that you still have enough space around each other, but everything's fairly flat and easy to walk to. Okay, the only people that really probably need to think a bit about walking would be up on the powered sites, only because they've got a hill to go down. So over here, where the amenities are, we've got other sites. There's plenty of room there, and then we've got sites along the water. Now, the ones that are 101 to 106, I know there's probably not a lot of those left. They don't have water taps. I'm fairly sure all the ones in the common area zone, they all have water taps from memory. The ones in, I can't remember whether the ones in the other section had water taps or not. I think there was some, but I don't know whether everyone had them.
Yeah, not everyone.
Yeah, we'll have to look back into that. I'm fairly certain the ones along the water don't have water taps.
No.
So the ones that are 101 to 106, those sites vary a little bit in size, but they do have a nice look onto the water as well. And then we've got the sites 107 to 112. That's where we're camped. And the reason that we've put ourselves there is because they're actually probably the least desirable sites. They look great on the map, but they're not great for solar. They're a bit more sloped. They're dirt, where everywhere else is pretty grassed, wasn't it, Rochi?
Yeah, everywhere's grass. Yeah, it's good.
Except for a couple sites where we've put ourselves, they're a bit dirt, so we've put ourselves in the worst sites. But that's all good. And that's the map. The only other things I can think of is to talk a bit about public access and the gate. Rochi, do you want to have a quick chat about that? And I might have a quick read through the comments.
Yeah, all right. So when we get to the holiday park, we drive into the front, and we have to obviously go and sign in at the office at the front, and then there's a gate which is closed after hours. So after 6 p.m. at night, they close the gate. So not just anyone can come into the area. So once we're in there, pretty much there'll be no access after a certain time. We're going to probably extend them hours from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So if anyone's out and about or doing other stuff, they can come back without having to, they can still get inside the gate. It's pretty much just to keep the public out after hours. So yeah. So the good thing is, the more that we book this out, and if we get it fully booked out, we've got a lot more free reign over things. And I know there's a few comments. I was just having a quick read through the chat that we can probably, if we know that we get the place fully booked out, then we can probably help those people out a little bit better as well. That's right, yeah.
All right. And that's the map. I've put on there as well some of how far it is to places. But so Newcastle's about 55 minutes. Brisbane, 7.5 hours. Going down the Pacific Highway now is so easy with all the bypasses. I think the last bypass is the Coffs one, which they're working on. I don't know if any of you know when they might be planning on having that one done.
Yes, Ed.
Not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good question. And we'll get to that one in a second, Ed, because that's pretty much on the next slide. So, yeah, vineyards aren't far away. 50 minutes. There are some a bit closer. Barrington Tops for anyone that's doing that 2 hours. And your best mate's 10 seconds. They're everywhere around you. So, Ed just had a question about shops and pubs within walking distance. So, this is a very professional map that I just did up a few moments ago. And you can see where it's got Williams River Holiday Park. It's got the pin drop on it. You can see there the Williams River as well. It's only, I think, roughly 500 metres to walk up where I've highlighted. You've got the bakery. A little bit further down the main street, you've got IGA and IGA Liquor, and there's a couple of shops there like pharmacy and a few other things. And then at the bottom of the main street, or close to the bottom of the main street, you've got the pub, and it's a really big pub, has a really nice outdoor area, and that's where Rochi, Donna, and I, we went and had a couple of drinks there, and they had a few extra, like different sort of drinks too, which is good. And the drinks from memory were actually pretty reasonably priced.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. And you've got a hardware store as well there. So it's one of those things that it sort of has one of everything. The only thing I have noticed that it doesn't have is a butcher shop. But you do have food at IGA there, and it's not far to lots of other little towns where you'll find butchers as well. Like 10, 15 minutes, you'd be somewhere else where there'll be a butcher.
Question from Terry Landy, sorry.
Yep.
What's
the question?
How many do we need to book the campground out? So how many sites do we need to fully book it?
Yeah. So we did ask them this question. And fortunately and unfortunately, for us to have this place completely to ourselves, we do have to have it fully booked. We did have the option of booking it, like fully booking it ourselves, but then we have to pay all the extra sites. So if we are 20 sites under, we'd have to pay the extra ones. I think we'll get enough of those sites booked, and if there's a couple sites left, I'm sure we'll be able to book them out. So then we have the whole place to ourselves. As I said, Rochi and I spoke to them on Tuesday, and there was around 40 sites already booked then. So we're already a third of the way through. And I know that's before a lot of people know all the information and also can check with work and what they're doing next year. I don't think you need to rush too much about it, though. I still think we'll be going a fair bit into next year, and there'll still be sites left. They are going to around 2 months prior to the event. That's when we're going to be looking at our numbers and making a bit of a call on whether we can have the place fully booked or not. So up until then, because I know people went on online booking and they had issues with that. The reason that most people couldn't online book is because they actually blocked those dates out, and they're not going to have online booking available for the general public until about 2 months before the event. All right, I'm going to keep going along. Thanks for picking that one up there, Mark. So, Williams River Holiday Park, Clarencetown. Okay, I just put it into Newcastle because I know that's a spot that a lot of people are interested in going, and that's a place that a lot of people have heard of. I've dropped that right on the CBD in Newcastle. So it's telling me 57 minutes. But if you want to get to other places in Newcastle, some of them, if you're going further, like down towards Belmont, yeah, that might be a bit further than 55 minutes. But to get into a lot of parts of Newcastle, you're probably looking about 45 minutes, I would think. Looking on the right-hand side where I've done some really professional highlighting in purple, that's if you ever have anyone refer the bay, they tend to refer to Nelson's Bay areas, the bay, and then opposite that, you've got Tea Gardens Hawk's Nest, which a lot of people have heard of. There's a lot of boats that go in there. It's great camping. It's a real nice, quiet sort of place. Can get busy, but it's a bit quieter than some of the other places on the coast. Over on the left-hand side, all that yellow area is generally the vineyards. It's not that far to get to the start of the vineyards, and it's not just wine. There's cheese, there's chocolate, there's coffee. There's a couple breweries around. There's gin, vodka, heaps of restaurants, etc. It's a pretty well set up area. It goes from the start of the vineyards to the end. It'd be an hour's drive driving through the whole thing. It's been around for a long time, but in the last 10 years, I think it's probably doubled, if not tripled in size. And then the blue area is Rutherford, Maitland, East Maitland, and a few of the other places that I've mentioned on Bucks One, Morpeth. That's probably only half hour, if that, to those places, and that's a big shopping area. I think around Maitland, Rutherford, I don't know, they'd be, 80,000 people? Could even be more. Might be more than that now. Yeah, but there's big shopping centres there. It's anything that you need, it's there, well and truly.
Nice Anaconda there too.
Yeah.
I've been there.
At Rutherford, I know you've got Anaconda, and pretty much opposite that, you've got BCF, Autobarn, all those places all right there in the same spot. Okay, all right. Good comment there from Rob. Hey, Roach, you're doing a great job tonight, guys.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, and we're going to be catching up with Rob in only a few days' time, so that's really cool.
Yeah, can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oliver family, apparently Fingal Bay is meant to be beautiful. Everything around, and then, I keep clicking on other comments. Everything around that coastal area is really beautiful. I think quite a lot of the New South Wales coastline, the Newcastle, Anna Bay, Nelson's Bay area is really nice. But all the coastline is really good. You're not far from a beach. You've got all the facilities and amenities right there. It's one thing I was talking to someone about. They were trying to work out where they might stop along the way on where they'd get to. And I said, look, you don't even have to plan your trip coming down, because within every 20 minutes, you're going to find a nice coastal town. Every hour, you've got a big coastal town that you can completely stock up. You know, that's where you got your Anacondas, BCFs within about every hour. So there's heaps of places. You don't have to really plan your trip. You can make it up a bit as you go. Okay, I'm going to let Rochi talk a little bit here as I go through some of the photos, because this is talking about the campground.
Yeah, okay. So that's pretty much just the at the top of the campground, near the second amenities that we were looking down from. That's at the top of the hill and looks down towards the campground and the river. On the other side of the amenities there's a little park too, so kids could play in. Yeah. It's got bench seats and undercover areas. That's the road going in towards the actual camping area, that big part of the camping area. Next one, Landy. That's obviously the river, and what a great river it is, the Williams River. It's out looking towards the bridge. There's a bridge that crosses that river just beside the camping area. Yeah, so good picturesque spot. Next one, lady.
Yeah.
That's one of the camping areas again. Obviously, the caravan park is at the top of the grounds, and then you drive down the road into the camping area, and the camping area is a big, wide open space. There again is another part of the camping area. It's you can have caravans there, tents, yeah, whatever, camp trailers, rooftop tents, everything. Everything's catered for there. So yeah. Most camping areas. Most
just had a comment from Phil there about any fish. You reckon you catch any fish in there, Rochi?
I don't know. I'm going to give it a
go. Not if Buck comes. No.
Yeah.
No.
I had a bit of a look into it, and apparently, because around here they do a lot of bass comps. So in the dams and the rivers, they have a lot of bass comp fishing. And I did read that some people do catch bass in the Williams River there as well.
Around Vasey and see them, there's bass, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, obviously another area there. It's all the areas are fully grassed except for the little area that we'll be camping in, which we've chosen that deliberately so no one else has to miss out, and everyone can have a grassed area. It's very open and spacious. There are trees, not so much in the centre, but there are trees around the outside of the perimeter. Yeah,
I guess something to think about too is a lot of these photos that we're putting up, it's going to be this time of the year as well. So that gives you a really good indication of how many leaves on the tree, etc., sun and shade.
The sun, yeah. Yeah, that's looking down towards the second amenities block, which was right down the bottom of the camping ground. That's where we are going to have our communal fire pit, where that little dirt patch is there, a bit of gravel there. That's where we'll have our communal area as such.
Yeah, go to the next one.
Yeah, that's the amenities block. It's looks fairly new, actually. I was pretty happy with it. It looks brand new. Everything's clean. It's got sinks, toilets, showers. It's got a very, very, very spacious toilet areas and the shower areas. That's the sinks I was talking about. They have sinks on either side of that wall. So them sinks there on this side are bigger than the others. So you could use them for washing up or cleaning or whatever.
Yep. And there's also power outlets on these sinks and the sinks on the other side.
Yeah. And there's a sink from the other side. It's got power as well. They're slightly smaller, them sinks, but yeah, you can still use them. That's the disabled toilet, and obviously male and female. So it's the biggest of the whole of the toilet. So it's the biggest there. I think there's two of them, wasn't there, Landy? One either side.
Yeah, so there was two of the disability toilet shower combined. All the other ones, so on the male side from memory, I think there might have been two showers, two toilets, and then trough. And on the lady side, it might have been, I'm not sure if it was two showers or three showers, and then like 4 individual toilet cubicles.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
With all the amenity blocks, there's ample, there's enough showers and toilets for.
Yeah, we worked it out, and even without heaps of people using their own toilets and showers, because they've got water and a dump point on site, it's probably going to be like one toilet between a maximum of 7 people using it. Okay, and that's being on the more generous side of things, because we know that a lot of people will use their own toilets and showers. And we've also, just quickly there, we've got our email. If you need to email us, that email comes to all 5 of us, including Brad as well. Facebook, a lot of people have been jumping on the Facebook, which is awesome. And good to see that people also now, being this our first actual live feed and on our YouTube account, that, people are subscribing to that as well. This YouTube account that we've set up is really just as a platform for us to give out information, for us to do some live feeds, but also we'll be putting key information on there that we're going to be putting on Facebook. And part of the reason we're doing that is because we know that some people are not on Facebook, but they are on YouTube. So it's just that way, giving people the access to see the information. But feel free to get on both Facebook and YouTube, get in the chats in the community, just put a few comments on there. One thing that Rixie loves seeing is everyone's cooking and camping setups. He's got one of the best going around, in my opinion, but it's good to see a good variety.
Then also in the future, we're going to have a few polls and things about music and preferences. Brad and I are in charge of the music, so look out. And watch this space, guys.
Yeah. Do any of you guys have anything that you wanted to add right now, or is there any questions that maybe we didn't see or I didn't see and address?
I'll just have a quick screen through.
I did see one there from Ed asking about the weather, and that's a good question. Will you need a diesel heater? Now, September, it can be a little bit unpredictable. You should know a bit in advance though, but this September we've had a week of warm weather. When I say warm weather, lows of 14, 15, highs of 28. There was like a week we had that weather, which is warm. And then we've had a cooler week where we had lows of 5, highs of 22. But most likely, one, you probably won't need a diesel heater. I don't. If I went out camping at the moment, yes, I might be a bit cool, but I'm either going to be around a fire or I could be plenty rugged up if I needed to be. And I would not need a diesel heater. Even just in my swag or whatever, I'd probably even be inclined to have part of the flap on the the swag open at this time of year. And the weather most likely would be, if I had to go on average, would be like a low of 9 and a high of 25 or something like that. That's what I'd be saying as an average sort of weather. But obviously you can get anything obviously colder or warmer than that. I doubt would get hotter than 32, and I doubt that it would get colder than 4 degrees. It might be one night or something you get that, but usually September, and we're going to be the 3rd week in September, it should be pretty nice weather. That's part of the reason we've chosen that time as well.
Just a question there about fishing licenses in New South Wales. Marco, that'd probably be a good one for you.
Yeah, you actually do need one for freshwater and saltwater. I can put some information on from the DPI primary industries page if anyone's interested, if they want to wet a line, as it were. So, yeah, watch this space for that. It's a good question.
Yep. Honest, it's. I think the weather in September is really good. I think September and April, or maybe even September and May, are probably the best. Yeah, September and May are the best months to go away camping in New South Wales in general terms and still having a fire. Because sometimes if you go into October, you're starting to get probably a bit warm for a fire. And speaking of fires, we can have fires in September. The fire bans come in October. However, if it's really hot and dry wind, they might have a total fire ban like they did the other day in Sydney. However, we are camped right next to a river. And that reminds me, actually, because being next to a river, there's always that chance that it can flood. It's a very slim chance that it's going to flood and affect us, but we do have a backup campsite that is not far away that we can, last minute, just book it like that. And yes, I know that would be a hassle, but we do have that as a backup, as a just in case. Any other comments there or questions? If you've really got a question, if you can tag one of the boys in, it does help just for us to find it quicker. I think it's mostly people. What if you're doing a Mr. Buckaroony and not actually catching anything? Do you still need a license?
I was looking.
Depends on the inspector at the time.
Yeah.
He takes pity on you.
Yeah, it's a completely a you decision. I know that a lot of people don't get fishing licenses and probably don't get asked. I've never had a ranger go past and check for a license, but obviously that's a you choice to make.
Generally on the big dams like Glenbourne, they do, but not on small rivers.
It's probably more like your big dams and like if you're on a breakwall in a popular place like on the coast is where they'd check.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Even though it is a river, it's not usually a fast-flowing river that, you could kayak out and that sort of stuff. And as I said, there were people swimming there a couple of weekends ago. So it does start off a little bit shallow near the jetties and then it'll go out deeper. And it's that area of the river is a no skiing zone, and like there's restrictions, like boats have to go at a slower speed. I do know that some people will go upstream or downstream and do skiing, but it's a fair distance from where we are going to have our camp.
Yeah.
Do you think there is any luck for me catching a fish if Buck is there? Well,
absolutely,
someone's got to catch one.
If you sit next to him, you've got much more chance.
He won't catch them all on you, that's for sure.
Yeah. Just an update on the score there. 6-0 Roosters, Manly. The Sharks were smashing the Cowboys at one stage and then they came back, but they still held off.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Good game.
At least it was a good game in the end. Good result.
They did a lot better than Parramatta. That's all I'll say about
that. I start to tune out once the Knights are out.
Sorry, Rachie.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm with you, Marco.
Keep bringing it up.
He's used to it.
One thing that we're definitely going to be doing is having a communal fireplace, and we're going to be providing all the wood for that. So even if you didn't want to have a fire yourself and you want to do a bit of camp cooking, you probably could do a bit of cooking on that if you really had to. Let's have a look.
Yeah, it'd be good to see everyone
Is it-
having a bit of a cook up and showing each other what they got going on, or might even
Yep.
have a bit of a damper competition again or something.
Yep. Bring your camp ovens or pokies or whatever you got.
Yeah. Karen's just asking where's the backup camp. I'm not going to release that only because at this stage we're just focused at where the camp is. We'll be catching up next weekend and we can talk a bit about it then anyway. But it's not that far away really in the scheme of things. The only thing that's different about it compared to the current one is that it doesn't really have powered sites too much. It'd be generators only, but that's okay. As I said, it's only as a backup in case the worst happens.
Rob one's asking to be a tent setup demo by you, Landy.
Well, I have been practicing my skills. I don't know. If we can get another Tasmanian, maybe we might stand a chance.
I think Phil's still filthy about that. Filthy.
It was really good fun,
winner.
that. Yeah. Oh, look, at the end of the day, we were the best Taswegian team, so we'll take the gold. We represented our island well. Yeah. I guess it's a good thing getting brought up there about food as well, with damper cooking. One thing that we really enjoy seeing, and I know that Wixie and Mike are pretty keen cooks, camp cooks. Roach and I like eating their food. Is that one thing that we really enjoy seeing at camping and at the previous two campouts, and we'd love to see at this one, is a lot of people doing some camp cooking. Obviously, you don't have to, but I just love going around, seeing what people are doing, maybe doing something different. Love seeing people put things up on Facebook, what they're cooking as well. A lot of new things, and it's always easy to go, I'll just do a stew or damper. But when you start to see lots of different things, go, oh, maybe I could have a go at that. I never thought of that.
Mm.
Yeah, I think Rob's going to do a cooking demonstration with his shepherd's pie. That's what I hear.
Should only take 12 hours, I think. 12, 13 tops.
Jamie's just asked a question there. I think he just said, how do you tag someone? I think you're referring to on YouTube. Now, I've had issues with this before. On my phone, I can't tag people for some reason. But on my computer, I just type in Shift and 2, so to get the @ symbol, start typing their username in, and it will come up as like a drop down, and you click on it. And that way, that person, when it's on their end, it will be highlighted, that comment for them, so it stands out.
Yeah. And if we've missed any questions, guys, just post them again, please, just in case.
Or they can even go to the Facebook page and ask questions there. We're happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And it's going to be one of those things like you're going to be thinking of questions as you go. And if you think of a question, don't just wait for a live feed. Just send it or put it on Facebook. Naz just asked or made a comment there about communal dinner. And that's something that we're still discussing, food, etc. There's a lot of things there we've got as a possibility or to discuss further. Main thing at the moment is that we've got the campground locked in. People are starting to book, and we're going to be camping next weekend with quite a few people from around the area and a few Queenslanders as well. And we'll go there and have a good talk. And next weekend we're going to sort out a lot of stuff when we're all there together, and we'll get a few more thoughts and opinions, sitting around a campfire having a few drinks. That's when the best ideas come out.
That's right, Mrs. G. We will. Thanks.
Tom Oliver challenges the Wanderer to a cook up. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Well, the Wanderer can actually go to Scone and have a scone.
They
on
could.
his way down if he goes the New England way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't go to
Jamie's got it
bypass.
sorted now.
Yeah, if you do go Scone, that's right. It's got a bypass. It actually doesn't save you a lot of time. Like, it's the reason they put that bypass is just to get over the railway tracks for emergencies. But it adds like a minute if you want to go into Scone if you're coming down there. As we can see from Terry G's photos and Stephen Ennie, you know, all those little country towns, they're all interesting. They've all got something. So stop and have a look. And it's the same with the little coastal towns. They've all got something. Stop and have a look. It actually doesn't take that much time. Don't just, you know, fang it down the highways. Stop and have a look. It doesn't add much time. It's a good little stop. And you might, a lot of the time, you'll find a spot that you want to stop at on the way back or plan another trip there. Is it hollow when you tap? Dull thud. Yeah. Jamie's just saying he's on an iPad, doesn't work. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube's got a few funny things like that, you know, it's different between, it's not just YouTube, Facebook's the same, different things or features between iPhone, Android phones and tablets and computers. Yeah. I'm not sure where the closest silo art would be. Merrywar, would it?
Merrywar would be closest. Yeah, Merrywar, unless anyone knows any others.
There would be others, but I think it's the closest, and it's a really good one because it's across three. It's three silos joined together, I think, and it's a really good one. It's probably one of the best ones.
I think it was one of the originals. It probably would be. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's heaps of other ones as you're coming down that way, but yeah, I think you're right. I think that's how it started to do with the sheep, and it was about putting a bit more tourism or attractions back into Merrywar because it was a country town that was struggling a little bit.
They have the running of the fleece, the annual running of the fleece down the main street.
Yeah.
The sheep.
And that's the other thing too. If you're planning a trip, like I know a lot of people, they'll be just coming down for the 3 days and going back, which is fine. Depends on how much time you have. But if you're planning a longer trip, have a look and see what events are around. There might be even a concert or something that, you know, Newcastle get a lot of good concerts. So do the Hunter Valley vineyard areas. You know, you might be able to tie something into that as well. And just quickly, because we're mostly local, Wixie's a little bit further away, but to the vineyards. So we know the vineyards quite well, so do a lot of other people here. And one thing just to consider is if you're wanting to do those sort of things, if you've got a bit extra time, do it during the week because the lines are non-existent. Not as many people there. You can get cheaper rates usually on tours and food and that sort of thing. So you're going to save a lot of time. Whereas if you go on a Saturday and a Sunday, they are packed with markets and a lot of Sydney people come up. And sometimes you even have to line up just to get into like the cheese place or the chocolate place gets really packed. And even though it's a shop in there, you still have lines sometimes to wait just to get in there. And it's also, there's always more weddings and things like that happening on the weekends. So, yeah, I try to go during the week if I can. Yeah. All right, I'm not sure if there's much more that we're going to add tonight, but like we'll be on for a couple minutes yet. And if you've got any comments or questions, feel free to ask them, and you might think of things afterwards. We are going to probably do another live feed. We're going to mainly do live feeds rather than videos, but there will be a few videos of different things as well. We'll do another live feed within the month about something. Depends on what information comes out in that time. But the main thing I think is that, you know, we're really grateful for the amount of people who have been sending. We all got really nice positive messages from people saying, oh, thanks for doing this. We can't wait to go, which is just awesome because we were a little bit unsure. As we said on Bucks one, we're happy if we got 20 people, sure, we're still going to do it. But it's really good to see so many people so keen as we are just to get together and camp. And that's the whole point of this. This isn't to be a big event. This is to be a camp out. And it's just about spending time with each other, getting to know each other, make connections and start organising other, you know, weekends camping or here and there. And I'm sure a few people will, on their way back home, will be probably traveling with other people that they didn't travel down with, which is awesome. But I know there will also be people, you know, traveling. A lot of people will be traveling down, and they might say on the Facebook page where they're going or when, and you might convoy with them a bit or meet them here or there. So it's really good. That's what this community is all about, making connections, camping together, and just having a good time.
Exactly.
Jamie's just asked there, what days everyone's getting to camp on Alan? Okay, I might do a live feed on my channel in a couple of days, just about the Gresford camp. Okay, just to keep it separate, and I can run through those sort of things. Otherwise, this one will drag on all night. All right, I think we might leave it there, so those people can go and watch the footy. But yeah, mainly just a really big thank you. And any closing comments from you, Rochi?
No, just like to say thanks everyone for your support. Thanks for everyone jumping on the Facebook channel, on the Facebook page, and
Yep.
you're leaving comments and photos and all that sort of stuff. Keep them coming. I'm really enjoying seeing people setups and questions and all that. So yeah, keep them coming. We'll keep interacting on the Facebook page. Obviously, we've got the YouTube channel here. You'll see live feeds from time to time, and I just can't wait to get out and meet everyone. As you all know, I haven't actually met a lot of people in this great community due to the fact that I couldn't be at the last camping event. So yeah, I can't wait to meet everyone and just get out camping. That's pretty much it. Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Exactly
how do we reckon Rochi went tonight? It's his first night on being live on YouTube. I think he's absolutely killed it.
Sensational.
Give a big thumbs up for Rochi. It's not easy coming on doing a live feed. It's sort of like having a one-way conversation. You're not sure how you sound and all that sort of thing. It can be quite nervous, and he's absolutely smashed it. So well done, Rochi.
Good stuff, mate.
Thank you.
Mark, any thoughts before we go? Any comments you want to make?
Pretty much exactly what Rochi said. I've met everyone in the chat room. I've met you three, and that's it. So I'm really looking forward to it. So I'll get to meet a few at the Alan next week, next camp up. But yeah, really looking forward to this. Should be great. Keep the comments going in the Facebook page. Any content you want to add, we can approve it and put it up. And also YouTube will do a bit of both, so everyone can see the platform.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. And Wixie?
Yeah, thanks, Landy. To everyone, thanks for the support. That's the whole thing's been about getting the community together. So I think in 12 months' time, it'll be quite a good event like the rest of them have been. Still got a lot of information to come out yet. We'll continue to do live feeds in the coming months and all up to the event. So things like catering and merchandise, they're all still things to work out. We've got some options there, so keep an eye out for that. There's definitely be some stuff released in the coming months around the merchandise and the cooking. So yeah, and as the boys said, the page is there for everyone to use. So if you've been out camping and you've done a cook up or like take some photos of where you are, if you can recommend it to people, put it all up there. The page is for everyone to use, and we all like seeing the posts that people put up. So yeah, feel free, get into it.
Exactly.
Awesome. Thanks, Wixie. Yeah, I think everything that I was going to say has been said. I'm really happy with the way things are going. It's good doing that. I'm organising this with some of my best mates who I didn't know except for through this community. That's how we got together. And it actually really started, even though we're at Harvey Bay and we didn't really meet each other that much. It actually just started on a Facebook page, just saying who wants to go camping. And we just got together and we went camping, and that's how we became best mates. So, that page, that Facebook page, it's not ours, it's everyone's, the whole community. If you want to ask something, you want to comment something, put up a photo. Oh, I'm going here this weekend. Anyone around, go for it. Okay. It's there for the community. It's a community page. And we love it. Even if we can't go there or whatever, we love seeing everyone put up their setups, putting up what they're cooking up. It might be a Friday night and you're in the shed and having a couple of drinks and you've got the barbecue going. Put it up. We love to see that stuff, as we know that everyone else does.
Yeah.
All right, but main thing is, thanks very much, everyone. Thanks for jumping on the Facebook page. It's going great, and also on YouTube tonight for our first live feed. We really appreciate your support and getting there and having a chat. All right, we're going to leave it there. Enjoy your weekend, and you'll be hearing from us soon on YouTube and even sooner on Facebook.
Okay.
Night all.
Thank
you.
Have a good
Thanks,
week.
everyone.
Yes.
Bye.